In this video, we're going to cover replacing your lid spring on your forehead pressure fryer. But before we do that, let's jump into the tools that you'll need for this job. The first tool that we're going to need is a hammer, and then also we will need a center punch as well as a flat-bladed screwdriver, and also some needle nose pliers can be helpful. The last tool we're going to need is going to be our lid spring replacement tool that is a must-have for this job, so make sure you order the proper tool. Now that we've covered the tools that are needed for this job, we need to make sure that we have the fryer completely turned off, that it's cool to the touch, as well as the inside of the fry pot is drained of all the oil. So we'll go ahead and close our lid, and now we need to separate our cross arm from the lid. To do so, we're going to pull out on our pin, and then we're going to push down on the cross arm and lift up. You can now see that the cross arm is separated from the lid, and we'll go ahead and set this off to the side. With our lid off, now we can go ahead and remove our lid spring cover here by just simply pulling up. We'll set that off to the side. And this is where we're going to need our lid spring tool. And we need this so that we can decompress this spring. Now typically on a regular service call, this spring would be broken and we would not need this tool to do so. However, since in this video we're simulating replacing a broken spring, but this one is actually good, we're going to need this tool so that we can go ahead and decompress the spring. We're going to put this arm behind the spring there, and then we're going to bring this hook and we're going to hook it on to the top of the spring. We'll go ahead and run this wing nut down so that we can decompress the spring. With the spring completely decompressed, you can actually see that it's loose now. Our next step will be to remove our C-clip here on our lid spring pin. However, I'm going to actually do that on the right-hand side so that we can drive that pin out from this direction. I'm just going to use my needle nose here to go ahead and pull that C-clip off, set it to the side. With our C-clip removed, we can go ahead and use our hammer and our punch to tap out our pin. The one thing we want to keep in mind is we don't want to tap the pin completely out. We just want to tap it to where we can get it to where our spring falls down like you just seen there, but our pin actually stays in place. While holding the cross arm with one hand, we can go ahead and remove our spring, and with it completely out, now we can go ahead and unthread the tool to uncompress the spring, and then we can begin with putting our new spring in and decompressing it. I'm going to go ahead and set down the cross arm with my other hand so that it doesn't fall and hurt us. With our old spring removed, now we can go ahead and insert our new spring with the straight part of the spring going down in this slot behind this arm, and then we can simply rotate it up, and then we're going to hook our arm here on this curved part of the spring, and then this is where we can begin to go ahead and decompress this spring so that we can install it. We're going to want to turn this tool until it will no longer turn anymore, and that'll let us know that the spring is completely decompressed and it's ready for installation. Alright, so that's as far as it'll go, so now we're ready to install this new spring into our cross arm. So with our one arm, we'll go ahead and lift our cross arm back up, and we have our new tool ready to go ahead and drop down in here to install. So this is where we can get our spring lined up, and then go ahead and tap in our pin. We may need to move the cross arm around just a little bit to get it lined up. So with our pin in place, we can go ahead and place our C-clip on, and then use either our needle nose or a screwdriver to go ahead and tap it in place. Last thing is we're going to go ahead and uncompress our spring now, which we'll have to turn this a little bit. You can see that there's no tension on it now. We can turn that, get our tool completely out. we'll go ahead and place our lid spring cover back in place. It's highly recommended if you didn't have one of these to begin with to go ahead and install it. It will help extend your spring life. So we'll go ahead and place that on. We can go ahead and grab our lid and put it back in place. Line that up, and we will bring our cross arm down. Pull out our pin here, and then we can put that in place. And now we can lift up our lid, and we can see that we have a properly working lid spring assembly. And that's how you would replace a lid spring in the field on your forehead pressure fryer.